Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Hescox, welcoming you back. Physical science, eighth grade. We're finishing chapter 9. I've been doing this in a quickie version because I just want to expose you to it before the PSSA tests. Chapter 9 has all been about organic molecules, and now we're going to finish it out with the different types of molecules that we use in mostly the petroleum molecules, like the plastics, and different types of polymers are used in industry today. Um, Basically, the carbon that we're using today was stored underground during the Carboniferous period, millions and millions of years ago. It was captured by photosynthesis and is now stored in either oil, coal, or some sort of natural gas. We call this a hydrocarbon because the carbon becomes bonded with hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon. So that carbon dioxide and oxygen go through the carbon cycle. If you remember from seventh grade, plants use carbon dioxide and water, sunlight, and make glucose and oxygen. So animals eat the glucose, use the oxygen, and release carbon dioxide and water. Now we, the people of the earth today, have thrown off the carbon cycle significantly. I know a lot of you have talked about global warming, and global warming is generally considered to be true because of the higher amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide acts like a big blanket. If you've ever stayed, or it's like a clear blanket, like if you sat in a car on a really, really sunny day, the car gets really, really hot because the windows are up. Well, that carbon doesn't let the heat come back out. So the world runs on oil, which we call petroleum. Petroleum has all kinds of different molecules in it. Once you have the oil out of the ground, you separate those different molecules into the different types. Well, we do that by a special type of distillation. It's called fractional distillation. Basically, when you heat the oil, different levels of each one comes out at a different temperature. From the different types of gases to the greases to the fuel oil, and it actually happens in a big tower or a column unit. So your oil's down here, and as you heat it up, it goes up into this fractional distillation unit. And at certain temperatures, we pull out different fractions as the different temperatures go up. So this would be your vat of oil. And then as it goes up through, you pull off the hoses to pull off each individual one. And each one has to have a certain temperature that it boils at. And at a certain temperature, down here would be some sort of heat, and that would cause the oils to separate into gases, and it works its way up through. Then you capture the different gases on its way up and out of the stacks. A lot of the things we use today, this is nylon. Used to use silk for a lot of things. Now we use nylon. Plastics are in everything and in the fuels that we run our cars and diesel trucks with. Now polymers. A polymer is many carbon molecules put together. Monomer is a smaller, large molecule. You put them together, kind of like if you take a bunch of Legos, you can put something together and make a bigger set of Legos. The plastics that we use can be very, very huge polymers, or just depends on what type of monomer you want. More monomers you have, the larger the polymer. Here it shows you linking different types of monomers together. This is propylene, and then you make polypropylene, which this helmet was made out of. So plastics are easily molded. You know, in shop class, they used to melt plastic down and make screwdrivers. You could actually make the handle of a screwdriver by placing the metal screwdriver in it and make the handle. Today, most plastics are recyclable. Most of us here in Bella probably should be recycling. And so if you are interested in stuff like this, there's a lot of things going on, and the closest place here is Penn State, where they do a lot of research on different types of polymers and different things like that. Teflon was invented by the DuPont company out of just south of here in Delaware. That's a different type of carbon molecule that they use for anti-stick pots and things. Nomex suits are fire resistant. Kevlar, which is bulletproof, those are all monomers of different types of carbon molecules. Um, and there's so many more. I know that when we tour the Albemarle company in Tyrone, they use a lot of Nomex to make sure that their employees are safe. It's very fire resistant, very chemical resistant. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you get your reading done. The guided reading is in there. And until next time, I'm Mr. Hescox. Be good, be safe.